Good evening. I want to welcome everybody to the 22nd commencement ceremony of the Sugar Valley Rural Charter School. At this time, we're going to introduce the class of 2022. Will you please join me if you're able by standing and remain standing for the Star-Spangled Banner. At this time, I would like to introduce our CEO, Tracy Kennedy.
Good evening. As the CEO of the Sugar Valley Rural Charter School, I want to welcome you to the very first commencement ceremony in the gymnasium. It is with great pride that I present to you the senior class of 2022. Seniors, we're here to celebrate the one commonality that you all share. It is a night to recognize your achievements over the past 13 years. Growth comes in many ways. You have succeeded in your school activities, you've helped others around you, you survived the challenges of your young adulthood and excelled in your academics. You even survived remote instruction. You have persevered, and tonight is proof of it all. You should be very proud of yourselves. I thank all the parents, families, and friends of these graduates as you have actively participated in your child's education by giving your child the time and patience and the support that is necessary to succeed in their education and in life. Rosa Parks stated, "Memories of our lives, of our works, and of our deeds will continue in others." Graduates, the future holds many challenges and successes for all of you. Life is a learning curve. It is not a test. So spend as much time as you need figuring out what you really want. The world will change you in many ways that you would never expect. But you shouldn't fight it. Let those changes help you to grow. I am confident you will rise to every challenge and learn from them. I want to wish you all the best in the future. I leave you with a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. "You must do the thing that you think you cannot do." Thank you.
Will you please welcome Valedictorian Nate Parker.
You'll have to excuse me, I'm not too good with speaking. I would like to start this off with quoting a speech that was given earlier this year by Blaine Walliser, in which he called this year minty. Just like to thank him for that minty speech. With that out of the way, and my urge to take a jab whenever I can at Blaine quelled for now, I would like to say, hooray, we made it, we're graduated. So I am Nathaniel David Parker, which might be a surprise to some of the seniors, as I've made a joke out of the following years, 4 now, saying my middle name is Daniel. And so, yeah. I've spent the past 7 years with you, which I'm glad it was only 7. Nothing against you guys, but I did some really dumb stuff in my earlier years, and I'm glad no one here knows about that. I'd like to say I've seen everyone grow here, but that would require I have a constant reference point for where the baseline is, so we all could have regressed at the same rate, and I couldn't have told. So, we'll just say we've learned, we've grown. So, SVRCS has taught me many things, and one of them is patience. Any adult here might be saying, well, and a kid who spends his entire day on a smartphone can't know the meaning of patience. But I have a great example of this, which I learned. So on Saturdays, Mrs. Parker, my mother, she says, go make your own lunch. There's food in the kitchen. Valid point. But I realized something is that the fact that if instead of making something, I just waited until she got hungry, I could just take her food. See, very patient. With that, I would also like to say school's also taught me about not being content with what you have, not in the overly never happy way, but in the way of I will just strive for more. Every one of you have demonstrated this, but one I can pull out is Blaine Walliser, yet again. He has spent the past year doing everything he can to make the school better in every way, and I think he's just crazy for it. Ended up dragging me into it, some of that, so that was very nice of him to do so. Another thing I would like to touch on is never run away from difficulties. The school's taught me. Another person who demonstrates this is Haley Erickson, co-valedictorian. She took all her AP classes for the difficulty level they provided, which is yet again crazy. I didn't do that. I took them because they looked interesting to me, but she took them specifically to provide the challenge. And this is a complete contrast to my attitude of, looks a little too difficult, I think I'll pass. And that's a great attitude to have because without it, you won't ever grow in any way. So with that, it's important also to remember that we take life easy. Corbin Homan is a great example this year. He told me this year that the fact that, well, not this year, but through high school, that the fact that he's, instead of pursuing academics to the fullest, right, through high school, he is pursuing his enjoyment in high school. It's a great attitude to have. I have spent my years banging my head against the wall trying to solve problems of mine instead of socializing a lot. Who needs friends when the problems are my friends? And so being able to have that is a great thing. But some of you might have been listening to what I've said and saying, those are all contradictory points you're giving. You're telling me to have patience but also ambition and strive for more, and at the same time strive for difficulty but take it relax. And that is the most important thing I like to say I've learned, and that everyone else is here has learned before they leave, and that is balance. Balance is a very important thing to understand, and the fact that it allows you to have this ambition, but not so much in that the fact that you go crazy, or to learn with the attitude of growth, but also at the same time still have time for other things in life and enjoy it. Yeah, like the whole balance of playing video games is fine as long as you're not doing it for 10 hours straight. So that is great. I'd like to end this by thanking my parents. They've had to put up with me for the past 17 years of my life. To be fair, most people who have even met me for more than 15 minutes probably deserve a thanks on that too. Like to thank my sister, just being the best sister ever. And Miss Walliser helped me put this speech together, advised me on some of the stuff I probably shouldn't or should have included. Mr. Phillips, he's a great person to talk to. He hates it because he spends so much time with him, he doesn't have time to do what he wants to do. But he's a great person, friend to talk to. And I'd like to thank Miss Cameron for the sole reason of the fact that she's the other history teacher, so I don't have Miss Parker for high school history. And finally, I would like to thank the class of 2022, as you have all taught me so much. Thank you.
Will you now welcome valedictorian Haley Erickson?
Okay, Nate's speech was really good. Okay, I would like to welcome and thank everyone for being here at the 2022 graduation ceremony. I would first like to thank my mom and dad for always encouraging me to do my best. I would like to thank Mr. Fry for always being there when I needed him, Miss Cameron for being the biggest help during senior year, and Miss Shaw for being the person who first put the idea of being valedictorian in my mind. I would like to thank all of the paras, teachers, and other staff that have helped both my peers and I reach our fullest potential and lead to graduation. At this time, I would like to speak to my classmates. Thank you for creating a community and even a family, if you will, over the past several years. We made it. We made it through all the night study sessions, first failing grade, and first team loss. We made it through our first love, our first heartbreak, and getting our driver's license. We made it through friendships fading and new ones forming. We even made it through times that felt like we never would. I know many of us could not wait for this day to come and have even been counting down the days since the first day of freshman year. I know others, myself included, have been dreading this bittersweet day. At this point, we are done saying the phrases, "See you tomorrow," "See you Monday," and even "See you next school year." For many, this may come as a relief and may be perfectly fine with saying goodbye to your classmates and teachers, but I know when next fall comes around, whether we were close or not, we will be longing for one another. We are different from other high schools because we have been with the same people since elementary school, and even as early as kindergarten. Over this time, we have created a bond that will be hard to let go of, and memories we will never forget. This alone will cause some grief looking back in a couple of months and even years. But this day, no matter how bittersweet it may be, is the start of the rest of our lives. Just think, this is the first time over our short lives where we get to choose our destiny. Up until this point, most of our decisions have been made for us. But now our path is up to us, and the opportunities are endless. You can truly be anything you want to be. We have been provided the skills to go to college and get our dream degree, or enter the workforce and use our life skills. Or we can even go to trade school and add to the shop skills Mr. Bechtel started teaching us. Sugar Valley Rural Charter School has given us a diverse range of skills that range from the classroom to the real world and beyond through a large agricultural program. These skills give me a great amount of confidence that the class of 2022 has what it takes to conquer anything the universe might throw at us. And believe me, I know it will be hard, especially in the world we live in, but our generation has already been through so much. An analogy I can recall making from our junior year during lunch with a friend is our class is like baby birds. Graduation is like the flying test. We are being kicked out of the nest of high school, and everyone will watch and see if we will fly or fall. But now that we have reached graduation, I know that that analogy is false, because we are not any old bird. We are as fierce as the phoenix, and the class of 2022 is ready to soar out of the ashes like the phoenix we are. Thank you.
I would now like to introduce our commencement speaker, a gentleman who in 1977 began his involvement in the organization called Future Business Leaders of America at Phi Beta Lambda as a college student and served in nearly every role available in the organization. As a Phi Beta Lambda member, an FBLA advisor, a member of the state and national FBLA Board of Directors, and as Pennsylvania FBLA Executive Director for the last 20 years, he has believed that FBLA provides students with the opportunity to learn and grow to become community-minded leaders. He has made it his mission to give students an opportunity to excel even when they didn't know it. Bruce is a graduate of Bloomsburg University, where he earned a bachelor's degree and 2 master's degrees. He began his teaching career in 1980 when Jersey Shore Area School District hired him as business education teacher. After 17 years in the classroom, he became the school district's first director of technology and served for 20-plus years in that capacity while assuming additional responsibilities for transportation, purchasing, security, print services, and more until his retirement from the school district 5 years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Bruce Bonsall.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening to the class of 2022. What a special night this is for you, and I am truly honored to be here and to have been asked to be your commencement speaker for this evening. So before I begin my presentation, I come in my presentation from the view of an executive director who's worked with students now for more than 40 years. And over that course of time, I've learned a lot about students. And I'm not looking back so much as I'm going to be talking to you about looking forward as you move on from Sugar Valley Rural Charter School into a new life. I noticed one of the headboards as I was walking in, and I found them fascinating, said the start of something new. And this is the start of something new. But let's start off with an essential question or two. Teachers will understand that. The essential question. Here's the first question. Why do some people consider graduation ceremonies to be immature? The answer is, you can hardly get to the end without name calling. Okay. Second question. Why does Nate want to work at Kentucky Fried Chicken even though he will be graduating as a class valedictorian? Because it's on his bucket list. And what happened when the girl didn't pass her final exam for her cosmetology certification? She had to take makeup classes. Those are some essential questions to lighten the evening right now before I get into some serious business. And as I talk tonight, there are going to be several themes that you're going to hear from me. Parents and family, community and service, among other things. But I'm going to start talking about parents and families to begin with. Your families are here tonight, and they have been with you on this journey. And you may think that they're here because this night is all about you. And it is partially about you. They're here to congratulate you, shake hands, take pictures with you, smile a lot, shed a few tears, and relish in your achievements. But here's something you need to remember, graduates. This night is as important to your parents as it is to you. This is their graduation too. Not simply your graduation, this is their graduation also. You see, your parents have worked very hard to get you to where you are today. And think about it a moment. They brought you into this world and they've made a huge investment in you. They dealt with your skin knees, your bloody noses, your broken bones, and they had so many scary moments with you along the way, they're just breathing a sigh of relief that you're here in person tonight. They laughed and they cried. And many times they cried when you didn't even realize that that happened. They dealt with you in your terrible twos and your challenging teens. They had to live with you when you believed you knew more than your parents. And every teenager seems to think they know more than their parents. Am I correct, parents? I see a lot of head shaking. They disciplined you when you were rebellious and wanted to do it your way. They were your chauffeur. They were your cook. They were your reading teacher. They were your band teacher, your scoutmaster. And they were your counselor when you felt there was nothing more in the world that you can bear, when you found the love of your life at 16, only to find the love of your life found someone else at 16 and a quarter, and it seemed like the world was coming to an end. The greatest gift, the greatest graduation gift you can give to your parents tonight, graduates, is to simply tell them at some point, thank you because I am who you helped me become. You stop and think about that. You tell them thank you for all they've done. And not only your parents, but your grandparents and all your family members. And I heard you our speakers refer to family. They played an important role in your life. And show them the love they so richly deserve. And I'm going to say something, and every parent will know these words. Always remember what every parent says sooner or later to their child. And I'm going to give you the first word. Wait until you have children of your own. Wait until you have children of your own. That day will come, graduates, and you will be in their shoes, happy, crying, thankful that this day has arrived. Now, when I think about why I'm here, there's got to be some connection that brought me here. Well, Sugar Valley FBLA is the connection. At Hershey, at our state conference, I had the honor of having my picture taken with 4 Sugar Valley FBLA members, Nate and Garrett and Ewan and Gavin, okay? And that was responsible for Mrs. Parker's very first tweet, I believe. Am I correct? Okay. So she brought her into the 21st century with her very first tweet. I got this call from Mrs. Parker saying, students had recommended me to be your commencement speaker tonight. And I said, I need to think about this. And I thought about all the commencement speakers in this world and the contracts that they get for speaking and all the money they get. I thought, I've got to really negotiate some kind of fee for this, some kind of special service for my being here. And I drove a hard bargain. And I don't know where you are, Mrs. Parker, but what was my demand? That's my demand. That's how I settled this. I wanted a Nan's donut. So somewhere along the way, that's my fee for tonight, a Nan's donut. And if I don't see it tonight, I will see it on Saturday morning, either here or in Mackeyville, one of the two. That's a hard bargain I had to drive. Now, I've been involved in FBLA since 1977, and it has been a life-changing event for me. When I was in their shoes, and I was graduating from high school in 1975, which is, in some cases, I'm older than your parents. And I'm getting in your grandparents' range in terms of my age. I'll let you do the math on that. But this organization has had a positive impact on my life and gave me the direction that I needed to get to where I am today. And I went through a successful career of 40 years. And I'm thankful for FBLA. And I set my goal to make sure that every student has an opportunity to excel in FBLA. You see, when I was in high school, those were the old days, and some of you may remember this. You were academic, you were business, you were vocational, you were general, and never would you cross the line from one program to another. And consequently, I couldn't be involved with the very active FBLA chapter in my high school because someone said to me, oh, you've got some brain power, you better be academic. Problem is, I had no clue what I wanted to do with my life. I was working grew up in Luzerne County, in a small, privately owned grocery store making sausage. I worked in the meat department, cranking out sausage. And that's what I was doing. I thought, well, I'm making some money. I'm going to buy a car. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And after a year, I said, I'm not doing this for the rest of my life. Luckily, I had Luzerne County Community College in my backyard. I started there through the advice of one of my friends, and he said, take some business courses. And I fell in love with them. I fell in love with the business courses that I had, and he got me involved in Phi Beta Lambda. And I went to one of their conferences, was so happy with the program that it ultimately set me on the path to become a business educator. That was a life-changing event for me. That was life-changing. May not seem like it's a big deal, but the moral of the story is you never know what you might encounter that will change the trajectory of your life. And you've got to be willing to get out of your comfort zone to try something, to find that potential new trajectory. So that's moral of the story number one. Another theme is change in technology. Now, when I graduated from high school in 1975, and I hear Nate talking about technology, and I know there are folks in here very into technology, but guess what, folks? In 1975, there was no internet, there were no cell phones, there were no laptops, there were no desktops, there were no wired networks, there was no wireless network. We didn't have cable television. I remember my parents getting our very first color TV so we could watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in living color, as it was called. Not high definition, living color. And I see some of you shaking your heads remembering that. That's what I grew up with. This class doesn't have a clue what those days may have been like because you've grown up with technology. When I first started to teach in Jersey Shore as a business teacher, I was hired specifically to teach shorthand. Shorthand, which is a dead subject, doesn't even exist anymore. I walked into my first classroom and it was manual typewriters, which are pretty much only in museums now. And it was either adapt to the changes that were taking place or find something else. Well, I adapted. I became a leader of technology, and then ultimately, as you heard in the introduction, I became the district's first director of technology that lasted for approximately 20 years. The United States has undergone a significant change in technology over the last 3 decades, from practically nothing to technology being every facet of our lives. So, thought number 2, graduates. Do not let anyone here come out of your mouth, change is good as long as it doesn't affect me. Because you live in a world that is going to continue to change, and it's going to be changing even at a faster pace than what you have encountered now in your lifetime. And for those of us who grew up without technology, the pace is going to be staggering at times. And I understand people say, I want to go back to the good old days when life was simple and we didn't have all this technology. And you know, that's all about perception. I know 95-year-olds who are just as adept with technology as an 18-year-old. I know 20-year-old individuals who are frightened of technology, but yet there are people in their 80s using technology. So wherever you are in your life and whatever your perception is, keep in mind that technology is here to stay. You need to adapt, and it will continue to impact our lives. Rural parts of Pennsylvania have been left behind in some cases, and you know that. We all know that. Compared to the metropolitan areas, technology, cell service, high-speed internet access has left some areas behind. It hasn't even reached it yet. That technology has now given any of us the ability to work from anywhere in the world for any company in the world. We could be working from our home here in Sugar Valley, in Loganton, and working with people halfway around the world. It levels the playing field. But where that technology has not come into play has left parts of our area behind. This is a great place to live. It's a great place to work. It is a great place to play because we have all these tremendous natural resources. And we are primed to have tourists come into this area and enjoy the same natural resources and spend their money here. But you know what, folks? Those folks are connected if they're coming from some of the other areas. And when they get here, they find they're disconnected. And you say, well, that's not so bad. But again, we don't know what their lives are like and how important that is. They're disconnected, and sometimes they tend to shy away from that area. I live in Jersey Shore, just a couple blocks from the trailhead for Rails to Trails. I can go 10 minutes up the trail, and the next thing you know, I don't have any cell service anymore. And I can go way up the trail toward Wellsboro, and I won't have any cell service. That's scary for people because there is no way to communicate, no way to reach emergency services. We want them to come here and spend our money. We have the ability to be entrepreneurs and offer these folks things, but we need to level the playing field to get them here. You folks can do that. You've got the skills. It's a safety issue, it's an economic issue, and it's an education issue. So graduates, you need to be advocates for this area. As you continue to grow, advocate. So, here's a little quote. What new technology does is create new opportunities to do a job that customers want done. If people didn't want technology, companies would not be producing it. If they didn't want cell phones, high-speed internet access, it is here because people want it. We need to get on board. Next theme, community, service, and making a difference. Wherever you go, whatever you do, graduates, whether you're going to be in one of the largest cities in this country or one of the most rural townships in Pennsylvania, you are part of a community. You are part of a community here today. Look at the folks that have come here to see you. This is your community. And there are others that are part of your community. We all need to take part in making our community better. And many times we do that through service, community service. And graduates, you need to become part of that community service. And I know you're doing it because I could see your Facebook page, your Sugar Valley Rural Charter School Facebook page, and all the good things that you've done. That is something that you need to keep doing in your life. Wherever you land, there will be many more opportunities for service, but you can make opportunities also. You live in an area that is heavily dependent on volunteers. We who are older will need you tremendously. We need you to take over leadership in your community. I met my colleague of teaching years ago, Dave Schreckengast, mayor of Loganton. We taught together for many years. Sooner or later, Mayor Schreckengast is going to retire. And sooner or later, there's got to be young folks willing to step up and take over that mantle of leadership. At the community level, at the county level, or wherever you are. And here's the challenge you're going to face. In Pennsylvania, our population is stagnant. In Clinton and Lycoming counties, our population has decreased since the last census. And you know that brings with challenges. That means a decreasing income tax base to provide services. You're going to be the ones who are going to have to be creative, welcoming, find the initiative to bring people to relocate to this area, find new businesses to bring new jobs to the area. You're going to have to put your skills to work to help bring this area and have it grow again. Because according to the last census, The largest growing segment of population in Pennsylvania, graduates, is my age group, 65 years and up. We are the largest and fastest growing segment in Pennsylvania. What's the biggest declining segment in Pennsylvania population? Those in the prime of their lives, 35 to 49. That segment went down 11%. They're moving out. They're going elsewhere. But what's really scary is the youngest portion of our population, 0 to 4, has declined over the last 10 years. There are fewer young children in Pennsylvania as a segment of our population. So we need you. But that comes with a responsibility. We live in an area where volunteerism is absolutely critical. Your Sugar Valley Fire Company will need you. Do you know that volunteer firefighters have decreased over the last 40 years from more than 300,000 across Pennsylvania to 38,000 now? 300,000 to 38,000 across the state. That's huge. Absolutely huge. When you need them, someone needs to be there, and you need to step up. Get involved in those service organizations, and I know you have a very active Sugar Valley Lions Club in this area too. They're always looking for people. So, as another thought, as you go through this life, reflect on what you've done with your life and ask yourself, did I make an impact where I live and on the people that I met along the way? We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. That quote from Winston Churchill. Personal responsibility. This is the time you start moving into adulthood, graduates, into adulthood. And you begin the transition from living under your parents' rule to your own rules, especially if you're headed off to college. Where you go from here is up to your motivation, your drive, your ambition, your work ethic, your goals, and more. And if you're heading off to college, you're going to be faced with a lot of temptations, especially a social life that will want to take you in different directions. You've got to remember, it's not grade 13 from this point out. It's real life from this point out. And it's up to you to make your life what it is going to be. These next 4 years, if you're heading off to college, are going to be all new people, all new friends, and it's going to have a significant impact on your life. Significant. Make the best of it. But it's not grade 13. It's part of real life. But don't forget, part of growing up and part of being a good, wise person is learning from our mistakes. You will make mistakes, and you will make a lot of mistakes, and you will experience failure. But you know what? If you learn from every mistake and every failure you make, you are growing tremendously. That's what failure and mistakes bring. It brings learning and maturing and growing. So never let fear of failure or fear of mistakes bring you down. You all heard of Milton Hershey, haven't you? Milton Hershey. Did you realize that for as successful as he was in his early days, he failed, he went bankrupt, he had businesses that went down the tubes, and he was scheduled to be on the Titanic the day it sailed. Did you know that? By the grace of God, whatever it may be, he was not on that ship that went down. But he has a lesson to be learned, and it's about perseverance, doing what you need to do, and sometimes luck plays into it. And then finally, keep in mind, when you screw up, take responsibility. When you screw up, take responsibility. Don't blame anyone else. Accept what you've done and move on from there. Because I'm a believer in second chances and redemption. Everyone has the opportunity to have a second chance and be redeemed. Some people will screw up big time and get themselves in trouble. Everyone is capable of redemption. If you, and this is a big hang-up of mine, social media and personal responsibility. Social media's purpose was great when it first came into play in the early days. And it brought people together with no boundaries anywhere in the world, sharing family information that you'd never get to see. Unfortunately, someone along the way figured how to divide us, how to vilify us, how to do a lot of nastiness online. Don't let social media be your sole source of information. Just because it's on the internet doesn't make it true. Just because it's on the internet, it does not make it true. Just because it's on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, except on Mrs. Parker's account, it doesn't make it true. And I understand, graduates, Facebook is for old people. We're old people, but I've seen some of you on Facebook along the way as I lurk. Use social media to build people's up. Don't get sucked into no-win situations on social media. I want you to remember this statement that someone once taught me. Emotion is the enemy of reason. Emotion is the enemy of reason. When people are emotional, especially online, all reason and all common sense go out the window. And it's really magnified on social media. Don't let that happen to you. So in closing, graduates, my time is up, but I'd like to recognize some things about what I've learned about Sugar Valley and the students of this school. And obviously I'm partial to FBLA, so I may call some of you out. And if I don't call everyone out, I apologize. I don't know everything. But obviously I'm going to congratulate Isaiah and his team for the contributions to the Sugar Valley Fire Company that I saw publicized. That was a great job, Isaiah, and I thank you guys for doing that. I want to congratulate Nate and Garrett and Blaine and Isaiah, there's that name again, Isaiah, for your success at the FBLA Region Conference, the State Conference, and Garrett for your State Conference Awards. You are competing against some of the biggest schools in the state. Sugar Valley is small and mighty. It is upcoming, and it's because of you folks that you're making a name for yourself. So congratulations on your recognition. And then, congratulations, Garrett and Isaiah, again Isaiah, Nate and Blaine on your induction into the Business Honor Society. And I'm appreciative, Blaine, of your statement that I saw online that says, I'm very happy with our FBLA, what it accomplished this year. We're paving the way for bigger things in the future. And Blaine, you're absolutely right, because it's a leader that can say those kinds of things to build the bridge to the future. So good job. The golf team, I understand, was undefeated in conference season. So congratulations, Corbett and Garrett and Isaiah. Big cheer for the volleyball team that qualified for districts. A shout out to Kaylee, Summer, Emma, Trinity, Marina, Rachel, and Isabella. Kudos to the Envirothon team that qualified for states, Kirk, Lily, Blaine, and Aiden. And a shout out to a sister organization, Sugar Valley FFA, that qualified for nationals, Blaine, Lily, Marina, and Isaiah. And cheers to any senior student that I saw that participated in the artwork at Bald Eagle State Park and the Christmas windows that I saw in Jersey Shore. That was truly appreciated. And most of all, I got a lot of appreciation for Drive Your Tractor to School Day that I saw online. That is going to last in my brain for a long time. So seniors, class of 2022, good night. Congratulations. Took a little longer than I was allotted, but I took a little liberty because I wanted to recognize you and give you a special message. I wish you good luck. I am glad I met FBLA members from Sugar Valley. I am glad that you are the only FBLA chapter in Clinton County. I appreciate that. And may God watch over all of you and bless you all wherever it may take you. Good luck. Thank you for having me tonight.
I now call the junior and senior high chorus to the stage. We now welcome William Deaver to present the awards.
Good evening, everyone. Graduates, allow me to add my congratulations to those that have come before me. I've had the opportunity to get to know a lot of you over the time that you've been here, and I've appreciated that, and I wish you all the best as you head out away from here. Before I get into the awards that I have to present to the class of 2022 tonight, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge a couple of special projects that have recently been completed. And by recently, I mean this morning. Mr. Chuck Walliser, a paraprofessional here at the school, has worked over the years to complete a series of murals that are dedicated to each year's senior class. Each year's mural contains a painted phoenix as well as an inspirational quote. Recent murals have explored other media such as wood burning and glass art. A variety of other staff and students have contributed over the years to make this ongoing project something that's very special and a lasting tribute to our students each year as they move on to new adventures in their life. These murals are currently on display across the high school building in the other part of campus. This year's painted mural was completed by senior Alexis Shawver. The design for this year's mural originated from Alexis's plans to become a tattoo artist. The design is done in the traditional Sailor Jerry tattoo style that dominated the post-World War I and World War II era. Just as Norman Sailor Jerry Collins left his mark on that industry, this group of seniors leaves their mark on SVRCS. This mural is currently on display in the gymnasium lobby. It will soon be relocated to its final placement where it can be enjoyed by future generations. Addition to that project, a large stained glass SV logo was crafted by two of our seniors, Blaine Walliser and Ariana Garcia. They worked very hard to craft this panel. They spent many hours. It seemed like they might never finish, but the result, as you can see out in the gym lobby, is amazing. This panel will also be prominently displayed here on the campus. The first award that I have to present here this evening is presented to two of our students, presented by the Sugar Valley Lions Club. Their Citizenship Award is presented first to Corbin Homan. And the second Sugar Valley Lions Citizenship Award is presented to Lillian Conaway. A local company, 343 Fire, honors the 343 firefighters who perished in line of duty on September 11th, 2001. They are committed to providing our best to America's fire and EMS personnel, just as these real-life heroes serve all Americans every day. Our first responders are a very unique kind of hero, as they offer their time, energy, and resources, oftentimes for little personal gain. They simply respond to people in need wherever they are, at any time, day or night. This year's recipients are students who are involved with local fire services, and it is with great pleasure that 343 Fire offers this $250 award to three of our seniors. First one is Tristan Peasley. The next one is for Kirk Johnson. And the third one is for Isaiah Nairhoof. Each year, the Sugar Valley Investment Club recognizes the 2 SVRCS graduates who achieved the highest grade point averages during their high school career. Each of this year's recipients will receive a cash reward. The first Sugar Valley Investment Club award is for Nate Parker. And the next one is for Haley Erickson. The next awards to be presented are the John Thomas Memorial Awards. John Thomas was a member of our staff and a dear friend to many of us. He taught math and science here at SVRCS for several years. His time among us was filled with laughter and friendship and the occasional learning. Mr. Thomas brought an excitement to teaching that caught the attention of even the most reluctant students. Among his personal interests were golf, astronomy, and old movies and TV shows. Upon Mr. Thomas's passing, several memorials were put into place by faculty, students, and community members. There's a tree that was planted by the parking lot on the other side of campus. A parking area was dedicated in Mr. Thomas's memory, and he was memorialized with a sign, as well as a bench that's on the multi-purpose room porch. Another of the memorials was the award that we're presenting here this evening. John's family presented his memorial funds to the school to give awards to senior students who have excelled in math and science. This year, 2 John Thomas Memorial Awards. The first one is for Marina Liddick. And the second one is for Nate Parker. The next awards presented by Susquehanna Transit. The students selected will each receive $500 to help with college expenses. The first one is for Haley Erickson. Lillian Conaway. Corbin Homan. And Nate Parker. The Sugar Valley Rural Charter School has been proudly serving the students and families of this valley and the neighboring valleys for the last 22 years. Once again this year, SVRCS wishes to recognize the students that have been with us all along. Originally, the Phoenix Award recognized students who were enrolled here since the first day that the school opened. In recent years, the award recognized students who have been enrolled with us since their first day of school. The award recipients that I'm about to recognize have only ever gone to school here. There are 9 students in this graduating class that have been enrolled at this school continuously since the first day of kindergarten 13 years ago. The students in this group were presented medals prior to the ceremony. As I read your names, please stand and be recognized for this achievement. Please remain standing until all names have been read. Stephanie Seiler. Isabella Blanco Bayo. Blaine Walliser. Garrett Hampton. Corbin Homan. Summer Lamy. Kirk Johnson. Lillian Conaway. And Isaiah Nerhoof. You may be seated. At this time, I would like to express our gratitude to all families and students who continue to support us with your presence at our school. Whether it is for 1 year or 13 years, we greatly appreciate the fact that you entrust us with the education of your sons and daughters, and we thank you all. The next award is the Tom Hardisky Memorial Scholarship. Tom Hardisky was a kind, humble man, always willing to help others and holding himself to the highest moral standard. As a wildlife biologist for the Pennsylvania Game Commission, he enjoyed nature, travel, hunting, fishing, and trapping. He relished the opportunity to discuss his passion for conservation and thorough understanding of wildlife with youth and young adults alike. The family of Tom Hardisky would like to honor his memory by presenting this award to Marina Liddick. I decided to let her just stay up here instead of coming right back up again. The next award to be presented is the Alvin and Jean Snowis Scholarship. Consideration for this scholarship shall be given to all full-time undergraduate and graduate students who have graduated from a public school in Clinton County, Pennsylvania, and are enrolled or are planning to enroll at the University Park campus of Penn State. Consideration shall be given to students who have a demonstrated financial need, who have achieved outstanding academic records, who manifest promise of success in the advancement of a democratic society, and are citizens of the United States of America. This award takes the form of a $6,252 per year scholarship each year for 4 years, and is presented to Miss Marina Liddick. Next award is the Earl Schreckengast Award. It is presented by a former community resident and graduate of the Sugar Valley High School. His family wished to recognize a student from the 17747 zip code who is the first in his or her family to attend college. This award for $500 is presented to 2 of our students tonight. The first one is Stephanie Seiler. And the second Earl Schreckengast Award is for Isabella Blanco Bayo. Our last group of awards this evening are presented on behalf of the SVRCS Foundation. SVRCS Foundation is a nonprofit organization recently formed in our school community. The mission of SVRCS Foundation is to support and enhance the development, school improvement initiatives, and programs of the Sugar Valley Rural Charter School. The first award presented on behalf of SVRCS Foundation this evening is their Agriculture and Conservation Awards. These awards are presented as a cash award to 2 SVRCS students who stand out in the fields of agriculture and conservation. The award recognizes students who have consistently demonstrated hard work, effort, and participation in support of our FFA programs. First one is for Taylor Colvey. And the second one is for Marina Liddick. The SVRCS Foundation Good Teammate Award recognizes 2 SVRCS senior varsity athletes with a cash award. This is not an attempt to recognize the best athletes, but rather to recognize student athletes and good citizens that sometimes fly under the radar. The recipients of these awards demonstrated hard work, effort, and participation that are an example to all. First one of these is for Gavin Veneta. And the next one is for Isabella Blanco Bayo. The SVRCS Foundation Outstanding Musician Award is a cash award that recognizes a senior musician who has shown commitment to SVRCS music programs. This recipient is one whose attitude and leadership within the program make them stand out among others. The Outstanding Musician Award is presented to Haley Erickson. The SVRCS Foundation Outstanding Artist Award recognizes high achievement in the visual arts. The SVRCS Art Department has selected 2 senior students who will be given a cash award. First student unable to be here with us this evening, but we want to recognize Miss Annabelle Wayland. And the second Outstanding Artist Award is for Colin Fox Coleman. The SVRCS Foundation Award for Scholarship will give a cash award to each SVRCS senior who maintains a cumulative grade point average of 3.5 or higher for their entire high school career. Because there are so many recipients for this award, we're going to ask the recipients as I call your name to stand and be recognized. Your award will be presented to you after the ceremony this evening. And the outstanding scholarship students begin with Haley Erickson, Nate Parker, Corbin Homan, Lillian Conaway, Blaine Walliser, Marina Liddick, Garrett Hampton, Isabella Blanco Bayo, Ariana Garcia, Osborne Smith, Kaylee Motter, Alexis Shaver, Isaiah Nairhoof, Taylor Colvey, Summer Lamy, Caden Gilliam, and Alexia Butler. Congratulations to all of you, and if anybody wasn't close enough to get the math or see what was happening there, that was half of the senior class that earned that award tonight. So well done, class of 22. And finally, just one more. In addition to the scholarships that are offered directly by the SVRCS Foundation, that group is actively seeking individuals and groups who wish to present scholarships and awards to graduating seniors. One of the new awards that's being presented this year is the Mauk Family Music Award. The Bill and Debbie Mauk family are longtime friends and supporters of SVRCS, whose children both graduated from our school. Their cash award will be presented to a graduating senior who is a current band or chorus student and who has participated in a PMEA District Music Festival. The Mauk Family Music Award is presented to Lillian Conaway.
All right, well, it is now time to present the diplomas. To do so, will you please welcome CEO Tracy Kennedy, Executive Director for the Board of Trustees Sandra Garvick, and Secondary Principal Brian Stugart.
Yeah. On the side of the flowers. Rock and roll. Isabella Ray Blanco Bayo, attending South Hills School of Business and Technology for diagnostic medical sonography. Gavin James Booney, pursuing education and training for diesel mechanics. Isaac J. Boring, pursuing a career in technology and mechanics. Alexia Ray Butler, attending Lock Haven University. Lillian P. Conaway, attending Clarion University, majoring in medical imaging with a concentration in ultrasounds. Taylor A. Colvey, attending Lock Haven University for nursing. Aiden D. Dorman, attending Slippery Rock University, majoring in history, secondary education. Oh my goodness. Rachel Aaron Elling, attending Pennsylvania College of Technology, pursuing a degree in human services and restorative justice. Haley Marie Erickson, attending Elizabethtown College in the honors program to receive a bachelor's degree in health science and a doctorate in occupational therapy. Emma Fox, attending Lock Haven University, majoring in exploratory studies. Colin M. Fox Coleman, entering the workforce. Connor Fox Coleman, entering the workforce. Joshua J. Fravel Jr., entering the workforce with Fravel's Handyman Service. Ariana Elizabeth Garcia, attending CPI to become an LPN. Caden Allen Gilliam, entering the workforce. Garrett Mason Fine Hampton, attending Penn State University, majoring in biomedical engineering. Randall W. Holt, attending Pennsylvania College of Technology for forestry. Corbin Axel Homan, attending Lehigh University, majoring in biology on the pre-med track and continuing his baseball career. Kirk Joseph Johnson, attending CPI to become a diesel mechanic and working at Triple D Truss. Corey M. King, joining the workforce. Summer Marie Lamy, attending Lock Haven University, majoring in criminal justice. Marina Blake Liddick, attending Penn State University, majoring in psychology and forensics, minoring in anthropology. Logan E. Lose, entering the workforce or going to college in the medical field. Chance M. Lucas, entering the workforce and becoming a future content creator. Kaylee Adrian Motter, attending Teal College, majoring in biology to pursue a career in orthodontics. Trinity M. McKeag, attending Penn State Altoona, majoring in special ed and joining the National Guard. Isaiah Dale Kenneth Neerhoof, joining the United States Coast Guard to be a damage controlman. Nathaniel David Parker, attending Brigham Young University, majoring in computer engineering. Tristan Peasley, entering the workforce. Stephanie K. Priscilla Seiler, attending South Hills School of Business and Technology for Diagnostic Medical Sonography. Alexis A. Shaver, attending Full Sail University, majoring in graphic design. Osborne Alexander Smith, working at his family business, Hosterman Stover Hardware. Lydia Abri Strobel, attending South Hills School and Business Technology for Nursing. Gavin Alexander Veneta Kellenberger, joining the Air Force. Blaine Landon Walliser, attending Pennsylvania College of Technology, majoring in business. And we have one more. She's not with us tonight. Annabelle J. Wayland, attending college, majoring in biology. Is everybody seated? By the power vested in me and by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I declare that the students assembled before you have met all of the requirements and have fulfilled all of the obligations made necessary in order to graduate and receive a diploma from the Sugar Valley Rural Charter School. They are now entitled to all the rights thereto attached. Graduates, you may now move your tassel from right to left. Okay, it's a great pleasure and honor for me to present to you the Sugar Valley Rural Charter School graduation class of 2022.